How's everyone doing? Brett Mix here, Macho Wrestling 101. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Today we're doing another In Memory Of video, and I'm rushing this In Memory Of video. I'm doing it a lot sooner than I would have done it because of the outpouring there was for the video on Bam Bam Bigelow. I do these videos to remember the deceased wrestlers, of course, and break the cycle of forgetting. Too often in life we say things like, oh, this guy will never be forgotten, but it's human nature to interact with those who are still alive. We end up forgetting the dead. So I never want to. I thought if I ever had a YouTube channel, I would remember every single wrestler that I ever entertained me. So that's exactly what I'm doing. But I'm making a video on Vader, who is my next wrestler up, a little bit sooner, just because of how that video on Bam Bam did the other day. A lot of people paying respects to Bam Bam, so I thought, hey, I was in the mood for another one. And it's always fun reminiscing about wrestlers, but if we can pay respect to the ones that have died, it's even better. So on this channel, that's what I want to do. I want to break the cycle of forgetting, and I want to do exactly that. Remember the men they were. Some tidbits about Vader. His name was Leon White. He was in the 1978 NFL entry draft, and he was drafted as a center by the Los Angeles Rams with the 24th pick in the 3rd round, which was 80th overall. His second season saw the Rams go to the Super Bowl, and he earned an NFC championship ring. Vader, or Big Van Vader, performed as a monstrous wrestler, and he teamed with other deceased wrestlers such as Bam Bam Bigelow, Owen Hart, Davey Boy Smith. Vader was also Mick Foley's opponent the night where Mick Foley lost his ear. What made Vader stand out was his monstrous presence and being capable of all the aerial maneuvers he did. His diving moonsault, or Vader Salt, was voted the best wrestling maneuver in 1993 by the Wrestling Observer newsletter, or otherwise known as WON. Among his accolades, he wrestled in WCW, Mexico, Japan. He won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship 3 times. He was a UWA Heavyweight Champion and a Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion twice. He was a WCW US Champion. He won the Battle Royal main event of 1993 Battle Bowl. He headlined 1993 Starrcade against Ric Flair. He headlined multiple pay-per-view events for the WWF and WCW, including SummerSlam 96 against Shawn Michaels for the WWF title. He acted. I remember Vader on Boy Meets World, or on TGIF back in the day. He had an episode there. He had an appearance on Baywatch. And he also appeared in Wrestling with Shadows, the movie with Bret Hart, who he described Vader as a gentle giant, as an emotional guy, which was opposite to his in-ring presence. So that was a tidbit people were a little bit interested in, I think, on that movie. I also remember his WWF debut in the 1996 Royal Rumble. After being such a hotshot former world champion in WCW, we heard that Vader was coming out, and Mr. Perfect on commentary said, "You don't believe who's going to be coming out next, McMahon." And yeah, I just remember Vader. He got eliminated at the same time as Yokozuna was shot by Shawn Michaels in that one. Vader cheated death a couple times. When he had double knee replacement surgery, it resulted in a wound infection, and he was bedridden for 6 months. Soon after recovering, he passed out during a plane trip to Japan for an autograph session. He was in a coma for 33 days, during which he lost 112 pounds. In November 2016, Leon White, Vader, was involved in a rollover car accident that left him unconscious for 35 minutes. He was later in life diagnosed with congestive heart failure. He consulted 2 heart doctors who told him he had 2 years to live. He said he would continue to wrestle if the tests were proven to be true, and he'd like to die in the ring. So it's not just Ric Flair who said that line. In March 2018, White went in for his heart surgery, followed by another to treat an arrhythmia. White died on June 18, 2018, after a month-long hospitalization for pneumonia. In the months before his death, White was visited by fellow wrestler Sting. Vader, Leon White, died at 63 years old. Vader was inducted into the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame in 1996 and the WWE Hall of Fame in 2022, unfortunately 4 years after his death. I always think it's a tragedy when wrestlers don't live to see their Hall of Fame induction when it easily could have been prevented. Vader, in my mind, could have been inducted any time in the last 15 to 20 years, but I guess it's who's ever in close with Vince goes first. If I was doing it, I would do it by going by either era, or I'd do it by health, like who might not be around in a few years. Just, it's kind of a more morbid question, but that's how I would do it. I would say somebody like Jake the Snake if he wasn't already inducted, and I would think about his life history, and I'd be like, yeah, let's do that guy. As the Ultimate Warrior shown, you only have who knows how long you have. So I'm glad they did the Warrior right, but I'm a fan of Macho Man Randy Savage, and still haven't got over that one. So I hope this video, even if it's something small, can put the names out there of the deceased wrestlers. And all we can say as fans is thank you. And yeah, damn right, if I ever had a channel, I'd recognize whoever entertained me as a kid. I hope he rests in peace, and he should know that he's not forgotten by all us wrestling fans. He was one of the best agile big men in the business, him and Bam Bam. He had a tag team partnership with Bam Bam, as I mentioned in the Bam Bam video. And that video took off because of the outpouring of sympathy. As wrestling fans, we can be pretty loyal fans, and I think Vader would be happy to know that he's still being remembered. So, rest in peace, Vader. And I played Jim Johnston's entrance theme as I opened this video because it perfectly fit who Vader was. And he'll always be a Hall of Famer. So, in memory of Leon White, the Mastodon, Big Van Vader.